Right, ladies and gents, well, we've got a bit of sun here, get right in my eyes, but got tremendous wind here, which is all good for testing that tarp. If it gets too windy, I'll take this inside, which I may do later on. Right, I've had a bit of a clear out to celebrate my 100 subs, and I'm going to do it slightly different. One thing I want to make sure I clearly outline earlier on, this is not a regional thing. If this person lived like up north, Northumberland, Scotland, somewhere like that, exactly the same thing would go on. He's kind of don't live actually that far away from me, so it's not a regional thing. It's just a young guy, new, really impresses me, support of his dad. And like I say, as you see this stuff, probably most of the people that subscribe to me have got it anywhere. This is going to go to celebrate, and you know, as a thank you to everybody subscribing. I actually don't think anybody's going to have a problem with who it's going to. It's a young lad, he was at the 100 Peppers meet, so some of you may be watching this have met this lad, and I haven't even met him, and he impresses me that much, just with his sheer enthusiasm and desire to learn and so forth, and do something different from all the other youth, if that makes sense. Anyway, so without further ado, obviously first thing, this will just be boxed up as it is and sent off. A little conscious of the old weight, I must admit, because we've got the Royal Mail here in the United Kingdom, and years ago they used to have highwaymen that used to hold them up and that and rob all their kit like. Now they privatised it, and I think they probably got somebody in there and they're thinking out of the box. They seem to have taken the middleman out, where there ain't no highway robbery men no more, so they just kind of, well, the Royal Mail, I think, just rip the people off. So there's that. What we're going to do there, Geordie and Mark, your dad, I've obviously spoke to Mark, his dad, because Geordie is 15, and make sure this is okay with him, and I like to be talking to an adult, if that makes sense. Geordie understands all that and is really cool with that. I will, the whole thing, as we see here, mate, this is one of them you know, assault go packs, and you know, it's got all the molly webbing on it, all the side straps, mate. It's virtually brand new. I've had a walk about with the woods with it a couple of times. Don't really suit me, mate. I've got, you know, a normal type Bergen, you know, with the sides and that. You've watched some of my videos. It's got all the zips on, mate. Who's it made by? Combat UK. Assault backpack medium KO colour. And again, mate, like bushcrafting, absolutely fantastic. But you know, if you're going to college or something, you can have this up and down the high street. Probably a very fashionable thing. So that is it. That's what you're going to get, son. Is the Bergen, mate. Again, put your kit in, make a brilliant day sack, 72-hour kit, that type of stuff. Inside, right, covering a few things, shelter protection. Here we have something quite dear to me. I know I've modified it a bit with old bungee cords. Is something that'll keep you dry. That also comes under the old protection thing, mate. This is a olive green 58 pattern poncho, mate. There's the hood, and when I send it, I will wrap it up and tie it up, so it will then obviously make into a poncho, mate. I'm not going to start talking about a poncho, mate, but there it is. Perfectly functional, almost brand new, not a mark on it. I have run this through the machine because I've had it up and down a couple of times, but there is a 58 pattern poncho, mate. I'm absolutely brilliant. Now you can use that over your head, over your kit, or you can make a like a tarp, you know, sleeping system underneath that, mate. Something I bought, but when you buy something and it comes from China, what you get extra large, because I'm, you know, extra large. Well, it don't actually fit, so anything from over there is like extra large. So I bought this anyway, mate. Wondering what to do with it. And it's a soft shell jacket. Now, if you've not come across that, if you've not come across this, mate, this is brilliant stuff. I love this. Wish I'd have had this when he was in the army. Because soft shell's windproof and certainly rain and shower proof, mate. Good mid-layer jacket. Oh, you know, I've got this on. This is the old fleece from the old French. Brilliant bit of kit, but I'd have this jacket over, even in weather like this, and then obviously if it rained really heavy, I'd put a Gore-Tex waterproof over that. So there we are, mate, brand new. I don't, you know, I put it on, but it just looks a little small. It's one of these soft shell jackets, mate. It's got all the features on it, all the zips, even zips under the arm if you get smelly pits and that, side ones, Velcro, the old morale patches, as they say. Very top end jacket, mate. Obviously, I was that impressed with this jacket, I bought another one, but I went to triple extra large. So Geordie, that's out and about, mate. That'll keep certainly keep the wind off you, which is half the battle when you're out in the U-loop. I'm sure it'll fit you, mate. Might have to grow into it a little bit, but when it's a bit, if it is a bit big for you, then the thing is, like this, you're going to have clothing underneath this as well, mate. So there you go. I'm well, brand new, never really been worn, didn't really sort of fit me as such. Soft shell jacket, mate, and they're the latest crave fashion. And again, up and down the high street when you're wearing this out and about. So it's got two uses. One is quite smart and stylish, and two, when you're in the field, quite a nice bit of kit to have. So just on that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop my camera and start another one again, because I've only got 9 minutes. Right, mate, that's the poncho and the old soft shell jacket. Excellent bit of kit that. Can't recommend them enough to anybody that hasn't sort of gone down the soft shell route. Right, what else have we got in here? Looky. So that's all your shelter protection. Something I've been using. Kind of got a 2 litre one now, so I've upgraded my kit a little bit. Let's have a little look at this. The old Bear Grylls water bottle, mate. The only thing I'm not happy about that is there's a tendency to fall over, but you know, there's a aluminium thing there. I know there's a bit of old gaffer tape there. That's what's called as UC, don't burn your lips, mate. So there's a, I say, well, handy water bottle and metal mug there, mate. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Had a couple of uses, but it's just been field tested. I'll tell you what, I'll make another one if I need one. Is a pouch for it, mate, with a belt loop that'll go on your belt. Yeah. So it's no use sending one without the other. It's not much about it. It's going to do something, do it properly. Nothing wrong with a Gear Bills water bottle. Quite taken with that myself as it goes, but like I say, I've upgraded myself, got myself a bladder in the old American 2 litre one. This pouch, mate, I made that. It's got some black sort of cotton on it because it's got a lot of prototype. That will go on your belt, son, up and down and so forth. And thing is, well, no, I'll tell you what, now I've sort of got trouble with that, because you've got something there that's, well, been handmade by somebody. It is robust enough, I believe, mate, and nobody will have anything else like that. Obviously, old little East End trick, as you know, you give somebody a patch or a purse or whatever, you put something in there, so there's some chocolate and some coffee in there. There's a little hint, mate, let's have you outside, do the brew in the woods, perhaps stick the old tarp up and do a brew, mate, yeah? So, some coffee in there as well, and that sounds daft, but that's just a thing I do. Have a little looky in here. Oh yeah, just when you go with the old there's a bit of paracord, just so it's like you're not gonna. It's like, you know, when you're a kid, you get a toy for Christmas and you ain't got no batteries or nothing. There's some paracord there, mate. I'll throw that in just to use that. And there's some tent pegs, mate. IPK pegs. Now the beauty of these is, if you push, you had that fire on your video. You push these in, 4 of these, when you're doing your char cloth. Push these in. Like that, mate, and then you can put a metal mug, your mess tin, straight on top of these, like that, okay? I'm not going to dig them in a glass to show, I'm sure you're going to get all one. 4 spaced, and make a really good improvised, you know, cooking system and that, yeah? So 4 of them in your fire before you start it, wash, get the fire going, you're very good at that, you've already shown us that. Quite impressed with that as it goes, especially with the old char cloth, which I haven't got none of that, by the way, but and so there's 2 reasons why these tent pegs are the dog's what's it, and to, you know, get something better, you might want to replace them, but they will go into the fire, job done. A bit of paracord in now, I'll place that back in there. A few bits and bobs in there, mate, just to sort of make up a few things. What I've got there is, it'll go with that multi-cam stuff you got, British Army webbing belt, yeah? Got a different one, mate, so brand new, I tried it on a few times, job done. There you go, you do one thing, do it the other. Just something as I was having a little sort out there, that's just from a boot fair, mate. Didn't pay a great deal with this. This is what the old squaddies use, it's called a zoot suit. It's like lightweight ripstop nylon. And when you look at that, mate, that's Arcus. That's a really good mate. I'm not, you know, I've got this at a boot fair, mate. So with everything clothing wise, your mum's gonna waz it through the washing machine for you before you stick it on anyway. And it's just sort of clean, mate. But yeah, cost sort of ridiculous money, but sadly, mate, I've tried this on, but it's too small for me. So there's a small lightweight wind, like probably with you guys, the younger guys, all, I know you like the hoodies and that, mate. But yeah, there's a little Arcus zoot suit top, mate. So yeah, back that in there. That's all really good. I'll stick it all in there. There's your everyday your survival tin, mate. In there, there's obviously one for you and your dad. And this is sort of stuff you'll be top pocket, the bag top pocket. some emergency like ponchos, lightweight ponchos, but keep them in a bag like this. I'm going to do 4 of these bags. I've only got the one there. I'm going to make up 3 more before I actually post this off, which I'm hoping to do tomorrow. But you know, like you see me videos where it's all in there, the silver blanket, and that's sort of either in your side pocket, mate, or in your top pocket. Job done. So there's a waterproof poncho, so you know, if it comes down, and like it will do today, if you're out and about, you've got something to protect yourself with, waterproof. Don't weigh nothing. So there's a couple of them in there, obviously, one for your dad as well. Obviously survival tin, mate, yeah, that's coming on, that's pretty smart. You've got that big lens on there, that's a big weight, and that's why I think a lot of soldiers didn't carry them. To replace that, mate, it's up to you if you want to replace it, but there's a small little one of them like Fresno lenses. I had a little waz with one of these at work, mate. I was setting bog paper on fire in about less than a minute, quite impressive. So that could go on the top of your tin just to replace that heavy bit of round magnifying glass you got. So that'll go in there, mate. I'll stick it all in here for a minute. And when you have a look inside of there, mate, there's a silver foil blanket. Now for protection, I reckon the only thing you need on that tin, it's not what I think, it's what you think, mate. If that, you know, your rubber bands, your tin's there, just put down the top of your tin, rubber bands, emergency blanket, you know, take off your jacket, wrap it round you, preserve your core heat, mate. I think that would go nice on the top of your survival tin with the old Fresno lens, mate. So there's a couple of little bits there and that, yeah? Right. Some gloves, grippy gloves. Again, pack them in, just a few bits like, just to get your kit up. See on there, mate, that's got the old rubber grippy things. So when you've got your MOD survival knife or any edge tool in your hand, it's kind of like a safety thing here, Geordie. You say you want to learn from people that have had experience in the past and that, mate. Always have these gloves on because you'll grip that. And the MOD survival knife, I know you've got some inner tube. Cut a piece of inner tube, it's up to you if you want to do it, and then roll it down the handle, so you've got a rubber handle now over the wood. When you've got that on that rubber handle, I tell you what, mate, that knife is never going to slip or come out your hand, okay? So anyway, there's a little pair of field gloves there and that, for when you're doing cutting and chopping and all that, and I swear by these, old grippy gloves, mate. So there's a pair of little gloves there, and they've got a bit of stuff, because you don't want to be losing this, so you don't want all this stuff camouflaged anyway. And here is one of them light lanterns, so when you get that top up and you know, you run a bit of rope down the inside, paracord, there's a lantern there, mate. Obviously all you need to do is get the batteries for that. Again, none too expensive, cracking little bits of kit there. I think a lot of people are buying these, so I whack that in there. And I tell you what, mate, you seem to like a bit of kit. So if you look back, I made a bushcraft seat, mate, yeah, and well, that's it. I've got enough material to make another one. So yeah, I'm going to give you this, mate. So you've got shelter, you've got something warm, you've got some water, you've got bits and bobs, you can do the fire, and you've now got a bushcraft seat. You only have to waz off a couple of supports and one coming down, mate. So there's a proper DGM ripstop nylon, same stuff I make the tarps out of bushcraft seat, and you'll already see a video of that, so you know what how to get that sorted out when you get it, mate. And again, there's going to be 4 of these plastic bags, mate. You can either put your kit in it or use them for your side pockets and that, or your top pockets in the smock. So I'm a great favour of keeping things on you at all times. So if things do hit the fan, it starts raining, you've got this, you've got a silver foil blanket and other bits and bobs on you, mate. And especially a first aid and one that will deal with cuts. So there's going to be 4 of these bags, mate, yeah, for your pockets, your trouser pockets and your tops. There is something else in here, mate. Gonna have served me really well, is a first aid kit. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the video because I just want to have a little chat as to why I'm sending you this, mate, and why this will be probably the best bit of kit anybody will ever serve you, mate, because this is all to do with your everyday carry. The knowledge that in this book is your everyday carriage, mate. You'll carry it on the old hard drive in the brain box, carry it for years and years and years, won't need to use it. Something can happen, you've got the knowledge, mate, if you're going to be reading this book. And I don't want you to be looking at it like I'm working that. It has got some pictures, because when I was your age, I was looking at pictures and that. So I'll stop this and just give you a little bit of a chat about this, because my camera knocks off after 9 minutes. Right, Georgie, I'll come inside my old conservatory here, mate. Just wind's just getting a nightmare. So there's a first aid book there, mate. One of the better ones, I think, yeah. again, you can give you people sort you out with bits and bobs and that, but this is, and that sounds like everyday carriage, mate. This is, as I said there, your knowledge base. If you read this book and you learn from this book, at some point in your life, I guarantee you will make a difference to somebody's life. I can think of, just as a civvy, about 4 different occasions where the knowledge that I've gained. Okay, I've had a lot of training since I've been in the army, and for work I do the old first aid kit, first aid training every year and that. But this book is like your homework. I mean, the first ones you're going to read, mate, are going to be the ones for cuts and burns, chemical burns, severe burns and scalds. Tells you all about stuff. It's just a brilliant book, mate. Yeah, you know, tissue injuries, dislocations, unconsciousness, infections of wounds, old shock, which everybody goes into shock if they've had some sort of accident or something's happened to them, mate. Absolutely brilliant bit of kit, you know. And if anybody else haven't got one of them, I mean, that's a good one to start. Okay. Thing is, mate, this is going to be part of your everyday carriage, because you're going to be carrying it around in your hard drive, which I know the youngsters refer to as the brain. I guarantee you, read this book, okay, digest it, mate, keep it in your head. It's going to be the best bit of kit, everyday carry you've had, because at some point in your life something will happen either to you or somebody else, and you will have the knowledge base to preserve and maintain that person's life until proper medical attention arrives. Okay, first aiders, where you know we don't necessarily save life, we preserve life. So there's many reasons why you need to be good at the old first aid, and if you're out and about, mate, and you're having a wander and you're on your own, you've got to remember that an ambulance ain't going to be able to get to you quickly. Anyway, first aid book, wanted to give you a bit of a spiel about that, mate, because, you know, when I was young, so give me a book, I'd have a quick look and that was it. But, you know, you need to start here, mate. I'll start you off. You need to know what to do, how to, when people have got cuts. And there's an index in there and all that type of stuff, mate. So, there you go, Geordie. There's a bit of kit, mate. I'll make you laugh there, make anybody laugh, because when I first said that and I was emailing with your dad and that, my missus come in, I said, no, I'm just going to do a bit of a clear out here and obviously sort out a bit of kit for this young lad, and she's shot away. Moments later, has come back with a massive, great big black bag, and she's gone, do you want me to help you have a clear out? Obviously I can't repeat my answers because, you know, but so there you go, mate. As your dad says, you can make use of some of this kit, and well, you know, I feel it's going to a good home and ticking 2 boxes with one action and that, mate. So there you go, and I think that's my 100 subscriber sort of appreciation kind of sorted, and I've done it in a way I like. It'll benefit somebody. It's not regional, wouldn't matter where you were. Job done, mate. So I hope you make use of all that kit, mate, and you know, if at some point you need to pass it on to somebody, because there's a couple of young lads at that fair, job done, mate. Obviously it's just to be spread around and anybody can make use of it, because otherwise it's going to be sat here and there and that, and I'll probably use it, I don't know, once a year and that type of stuff. But anyway, it's going to a good home, mate. You know, as you said, there's some reasons now why you can get out and about and make a few videos and that type of stuff. One thing I will say though, mate, I've only got a minute left, you make good paracord wristbands, don't you? And guess what I haven't got? Paracord wristband. And I'll tell you what, mate, you'll have my return address on there. You can flick me one of them back if you want, mate, because I'll be like well chuffed to have one of yours on my wrist and that, because you've already got skills that I haven't got, because I haven't got the patience to be like threading all that paracord through and all that. But I'll tell you what, mate, yeah, that's a nice little one there. I'll be quite chuffed to have one of your paracord you know, bands on my wrist and that, mate. So anyway, here you go, Geordie and Mark, your dad. Hope that's kind of sorts you out a bit, mate. And for everybody else, yeah, Tightwood's done it a little bit differently, but as the great Thanks and Archer says, I did it my way. Right, enough of that, eh? Right, ladies and gents, take care and be safe. Tightwood out.